This is Chapter 2, Lesson 3 on Percents and Decimals from California Math, your Common Core Edition by McGraw Education. My daughter's in 6th grade and she's working through this book, so I make these videos for her to watch and then go and try the problems in the book. So I figured I'd share with other parents and kids who are also working through the same textbook and looking maybe for a video explanation as to some of the examples, examples that are similar to what's given in the book. Before starting this lesson, I just want to give you kind of an overview of where you're at right now in the book. Lesson 1 was about going from fractions to decimals and decimals to fractions. Lesson 2 is going from percents to fractions and fractions to percents. And now we'll look at Lesson 3, percents to decimals and decimals to percents. So that's where you are in the big picture of things. You're just converting between the different types of ways to represent numbers, fractions, decimals, and percents. And I know sometimes when we're doing calculations, we get so focused on the calculations, it can be hard to tell what the big picture is. And so hopefully that clarifies what you're doing in Lesson 3 in relation to Lesson 1 and Lesson 2. Now, there's one, if I were forced to draw one picture that describes what's going on, at least for a simple case, I would take the fraction 21 over 100. I just picked that fraction randomly, but I did make sure my denominator is 100 because that does make things easier. So 21 over 100, if I read that fraction out, it's 21 100ths, and that allows me for an easy conversion to a decimal. And what we mean by percents is we're talking about how much of 100 I have. So 21% is the fraction 21 over 100. So this percent notation is meaning whatever this number is out of 100. And so we see that in the case that our fraction has a denominator of 100, it's not too bad to go between the two. And the link that we'll be focusing on here, percents to decimals, is like this, going from here to here. And so if you look at this picture, what you'll notice is that if I have 0.21, then I can write 0.21 as a percent simply by moving the decimal place over 2 spots to the right. On the other hand, if I was given 21% and I want to convert that to a decimal, then I just move the decimal place over 2 spots to the left. So it's about moving a decimal place 2 positions. So let's go ahead and get rid of this and jump into some examples. So the first example, we're going to be writing each percent as a decimal. 28% as a decimal, 0.28. I'm going to write down the next one, but you should try it. 95% as a decimal, 0.95. And finally, 40% as a decimal, 2 would be 0.40. Now sometimes when we write a number that say ends in several zeros here, we may omit those zeros. So another answer that is perfectly fine would be 0.4. So let me just make a side remark and just elaborate a bit more on this point here. If I have a decimal number, say 0.0500, then these zeros are not needed. I can remove them without changing the value of the number. And that's just a convenient thing to know. I cannot add zeros to the front of the 5. That would change the value of the number. But if you have a string of zeros here and no non-zero number on this side, then you can remove those zeros. I would not be allowed to remove these 2 zeros if, say, I had a 7 here. That would change the value of the number. So just a remark as far as moving zeros goes when you see these decimal numbers. So now let's move on to example 2. Here we're going to write each decimal as a percent. and we'll do two problems here, 0.79, and letter B will be 0.8. So let's get this first example out of the way and give it a shot. So it's all about moving the decimal place 2 positions in the correct direction. 0.79 as a percent, I'm now going to move the decimal point to the right 2 places. So if you want to guess at what the answer is real quick. Here, this as a percent would be 79%. I move that decimal point to the right 2 spaces. While I'm erasing, you may want to give letter B a shot. It's the same strategy as in A, but there is a little bit of a catch to it. So in letter A, we moved the decimal point to the right 2 spots and got 79%. And now I'll move this decimal point to the right 2 places, but there's no place here. That's okay. We treat this like a 0. With that side remark that I said before, I'm not changing the value of the number if I add zeros at the end. So I can add as many of these as I want. It doesn't matter. I'm not changing the value of the number. I only need to add 1 in order to make me happy, to where I can really see 1, 2. So again, this is the problem I started with. I want to take my decimal and move it to the right 2 spots. We don't want to let the fact that I don't see a number here confuse us. I can just add a 0, and this would be 80%. So 0.8 as a percent is 80%. Now one little bonus example, how you would get 8% out of a decimal is like that. 0.08 would correspond to 8%, whereas 0.8 is 80%. Great. So let's do one more example. Example 3 is to write 9% as a decimal. So write 9% as a decimal. So we need to move our decimal point 2 spaces to the left. And so I take my 9%. And so here's my decimal. 1, 2. Just like in the case of letter B from example 2, where I need to add a 0, you may want to add a 0 here if you really like seeing if you really don't like seeing nothing there. So I can go ahead and add a 0. So 1, 2, and I end up getting 0.09. So the added 0 is sitting right here. And that's okay, because 0.9%, it's just the same as 9%. Numbers look a little funny this way. You typically wouldn't write the number 1 as 0.1. It's just not what we normally do. But when we're hopping this decimal over, if we're really bothered by the fact that I don't see something there, just take it to be 0, because that does not change the value of the number. So 9% as a decimal is 0.09.